Thanks for staying. The artificial intelligence sector in Africa just got its biggest boost from Google as it opens its first Africa AI Research Center in Ghana. Accra is said to have a vibrant tech industry, but most people do not see it as the obvious location when compared to Nairobi or nearby Lagos, where Google has already announced it would open its first launchpad space outside the US. Interestingly, just last month, Facebook also opened its first startup hub in Africa. Kobe Spiking Nkrumah has been chatting with Kojo Yankson.
From the world of tech, we're to believe that Google is going to set up its next AI center for Africa right here in Accra. Now, of course, before we can get excited, it would be good if we could understand what on earth AI actually is and how it applies to what you and I do every day.
Right, so artificial intelligence, that's a long form of AI. And it consists of a lot of other little bits and pieces of how computers gather information from us. Say we have deep learning, machine learning, all these form AI. So what this means basically is that this is computers learning how we as humans also learn. You know how our brains our neurons are connected, and then we process sight, we process taste, we process sound. That's the same way now we want the computers to process information. So we feed them with enough information, they can then convert that information, they can learn from that information that we fed them, and now begin to give us results.
Right. So now we're moving away from computers simply following orders and doing things more efficiently than we could. We now want computers to think, perhaps anticipate our needs and carry them out.
Yes.
Now, are there ways in which AI is being applied in technology today?
Yes, there are. You know, our smartphones that we carry along with us everywhere we go, they have actually had AI for a while now. I'll give you a typical instance. When you take Google, well, they're the ones who've been doing a lot with AI. So Google Photos now detects from your backup of photos that I have, say, taken so many pictures of dogs, cats, and if I go into my Google Photos and I search for dogs, it can detect photos that have dogs in them. This it has been able to do by studying photos of dogs all over the internet, all over the data that we have given them, and now it can tell what a dog looks like. So, and it actually can even tell what you look like. So if I take a photo of you today and I save it in my Google Photos as Kojo Yankson, next time I want to find a photo of Kojo Yankson, I just search for Kojo Yankson in my photos and it will find you. That's artificial intelligence for you. So it's used that deep learning to study, you know, your face and know that, oh, this is what Kojo looks like. So any photo that has this face combination, you know, these combination of features is Kojo. Another one is the Google Assistant that we have on our phones, so you can ask questions, and now you can even ask it follow-up questions now. So if I ask it, say, who's the president of Ghana? It will tell me Nana Akufo-Addo, and I say, how old is he? That information stored earlier tells it that I'm still talking about Nana Akufo-Addo. That is also part of artificial intelligence. So yes, so many applications.
Now, they're coming to Africa with this research center. We want to start to understand how artificial intelligence can be applied in the African context.
Yeah.
Are there some very obvious spheres of our lives in which this can be done?
Yes. One very obvious area is agriculture, which is one of the areas that they're really focusing on because, hey, we are food, and food is us. So if we can understand food, and understand how we produce food, we can be more efficient. And some of this data is so much. I mean, there's a lot of data. You can't expect a human being to be able to process this when you have to think about what we're going to wear tomorrow. So, but you can trust the computer whose responsibility is to analyze, say, the trends of how the weather is, or how, let's say, so we were able to harvest in the 30th of March this year. It studies all these trends and then determines that, okay, so if we had this issue before the 30th of March and it pushed harvest to, let's say, April, then if we could get that issue out of the way, we wouldn't have that, you know, barrier. Also, this armyworm issue, AI could have prevented it. AI knowing, say, armyworms will cause this, blah, blah, because it studied that information, we could have prevented it in so many ways. And even rubbish. You know, dustbins around, we find that the dustbins are full and nobody's coming to collect them. AI, and there's actually a company in Ghana who's researching into this, creating sensors they're going to put in dustbins that collects that information and over time reports it to the rubbish collectors or whichever company is responsible for this, and then they would know that, okay, by Tuesday, 2 p.m., this bin is full, we have to go and collect it.
So Kobe is in the studio with me. Yeah, it's great to hear you explain what AI is all about. But why is Africa, attracting the eye of AI watchers?
Okay, so as a business, Google is a business primarily. Even though they're providing us with technology, they're a business. And the United Nations has projected that in the next 30 years, Africa is going to be home to 25% of the 9 billion world population. And if you're a business, that sounds like good numbers because that's a quarter of the world. Why not invest in that quarter now so when a boom actually does come, you benefit from it?
Interesting. So I know there are a lot of skeptics, and especially your response may reinforce their skepticism that this may not be necessarily to our benefit, it's to the benefit of the West.
Well, it's to the benefit of the people who are implementing the technology. We just have to take advantage of it. So it's like someone coming to invest in a country and they want to, like our gold, they build roads and all that. We benefit from the roads. We can take advantage of the roads and then use that also to transport our foodstuffs from the interlands to, like Accra.
The urban areas.
So we basically have to take advantage of that technology. I'm just hoping that when it's set up, people will take advantage of it because there's so many opportunities when it comes to AI. I mean, the primary reasons why they're setting this up is healthcare, education, and agriculture. And once again, I do hope that we will take advantage of it. Imagine how healthcare could be improved if we collect all this data and rely on artificial intelligence to give us trends, we wouldn't have this no bed situation again. You can actually have an app that can tell you which hospital is ready to admit you, which specialist is in the hospital, because it's there. You get it.
I know you are excited about Google coming here to set up that AI thing, but yeah, thank you so much for the details. And talking about apps, Ghana has become the first African country to adopt the Star Phone Service application. The app, which was launched by the developers One Smart Star in collaboration with MTN Ghana, is to integrate all available communication channels of an organization on one interface for easy communication with customers. Speaking on the sidelines of the launch, CEO for One Smart Star Ghana, David Susan, said the app will go a long way to improve companies' access to clients.
Through the Star Phone app, organizations are ascribed an easy-to-remember 4-digit number with a star symbol. The unique number allows customers to get access to all multiple communication channels of an organization. David Susan is the co-founder and CEO of One Smart Star.
Today, if you're looking for a bank, you're looking for information, what are you doing? You're going to Google, you're doing a search, and you cannot find, you find a lot of information, but you just need to contact. We do the interface for all the contacts between the end user and the company. So we organize that all the companies in the market will be inside. You can search by the name, or if you remember their star number or the telephone number, once you dial it, pop up the landing page, and from there, all what you need. You can call to any department, again, email, website, social media, all what you need, even to fill up, even to see a menu of the restaurant. All the company's information can be inside the landing page.
On his part, CEO of the local subsidiary Smart Ghana, Cornelius Kakraba, said the app will also enhance advertisements by businesses.
When we calibrate a number for you, that number can align with your brand name insofar as it's within 4 digits. That makes advertising very, very easy to recall. Number 2, you get to see or you get to receive a lot more calls into your organization because it's much easier to remember a 4-digit number than a 10-digit number. 3, we provide a unique customer experience, digital experience for the customer. In other words, when I go to a customer Star Phone profile, I have not only the options to call, but I have the option to interact with the brand using all available channels.
According to the acting manager for MTN Ghana, the partnership is part of commitments to deliver improved services to customers.
We are a technology-driven organization, and we support and partner such organizations in delivering services to our customers to make their life a lot easier. It's part of the enabling infrastructure. So it's a platform on which you can build a lot more services to make our customers' life easier, so digitally enabling them.
One Smart Star operates in about 80 countries already, with Ghana being the first in Africa. Sheila Tamaklo for Joy Business.
Ghana seems to be making some strides, being the first in a lot of things, and having Google choose Ghana. But why do you think of all the African countries, talk about Kenya, because we know that they are quite advanced in technology. Yes. Why do you think Google chose Ghana?
That's a question I'm hoping to ask someone in Google on Geek Squad next Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm very curious. Ghana, well, I'm not going to say we're so behind, but there hasn't been any technological breakthroughs that we can really boast of that we can say, okay, that's what put us on the map. But there may be something that we don't know. So looking to get.
All right, so Geek Squad is on Tuesday on Joy 99.7 FM at 7 p.m. with Kobe and all his tech friends. And it will be interesting to get answers from Google on why they've chosen Ghana. But Kobe, what should Ghanaians do to really embrace this, all this good tech, interventions that are coming our way?
Well, for starters, education is the most important thing. We need to educate more people on AI, especially those who are studying computer-related courses, so they know how they can implement it in their, areas of study, because it really makes a whole lot of things easy. Trust me, it's like getting a machine to cut stuff for you, when previously you would have to use the scissors or something. This does it automatically, and amount of data that it can process. We're not a country that's very big on data. That's one thing I've realized. We don't collect data. Data could help a lot of people. The market woman could do a lot with data, because they should know, I don't even have to go to the market today, because today the trends show that people don't really buy, or this product sells better than that. They all use their minds, but imagine if you had a computer that could process all these millions of information for you in just what, a second or two? It would really help us. It's
interesting you give the example of the market woman. I know that there are a lot of market women who are very well educated, who use smartphones and all. But what about those who don't? How does AI come to their level, even if it ever does?
Well, that's why you have software developers and app developers who would create platforms for them and make it simple. So somebody could even be going around and collecting that data for you, like a Susu collector. Imagine that someone just comes around and tells you that, oh, I want to know how much you've sold today. I collect that data, and I can build a trend map for you and tell you Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, tomatoes sell better than onions. So people will not focus all their energy on, let's say, one product. They will start, looking at other products, because they know that this is moving today. This will not move tomorrow, because you have trends, you have data, and data is everything. Data is everything. I'm
really happy that you mentioned that data is everything, and hopefully we'll be able to utilize Google's decision to come and set up an Africa AI Center right here in Accra. Thank you, Kobe Nkrumah. Thank you also for joining me today. Eid Mubarak to all Muslims. For more news, log on to myjoyonline.com. I'm Bernice Abu Baidu. I'll be back at midday with the news. Enjoy your holiday.